Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed, and today we're going to make a cutie patootie little card using the focal point. The main part of this is a stamp that's not Christmas, but to make Christmas cards. So it's what you can do if you're just in love with a stamp, you think it's the greatest thing ever, but you just really want to make Christmas cards, or you do not want to invest in making another stamp purchase. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. So I am in love with this little coffee mug. This is from Waffle Flower. It's a coffee and dye combo. And I think I can get two out of here. So let me see if I can squeeze two out of this. I think so. All right, so that's so cool. I love that. I'm using my Stays On ink. And as a heads up, oops, let me get this actually going on the other side. All the links and supplies I'll be using are to be down below. And if you have not checked out my blog or my Instagram or my Pinterest, I have all of those. Oh, that was not very good. So main thing that you can do with your Misty is you can re-ink it and get a nice good stamp on that. There we go. And if you would love, I would love it if you guys subscribe to me. That would be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, keep the stamp where it is. Oops, I don't have a very good solid edge there. I'm going to make that a little better. Still probably not perfect, but it's better. It fits a little more flush. See if I can get the stamp. Oh, yes, I can. I love these positioning tools because you don't have to guess. It just does it for you. So there it is. I can get two more stamps. So this card is also a great card for mass production. Look at that. How cute is that? All right. So this is where you're going to deviate a tiny bit. And this is where you can have fun. There are so many fun things you can do to this particular little coffee cup or to another stamp. Maybe it's a snow globe. It could be all kinds of fun stuff to make it Christmassy. For me, I'm actually going to take a Christmas stamp set from Waffle Flower. This one is called Christmas Tree. And I'm just going to pull one tiny little piece out of here. Just a candy cane. That's it. One thing I'm going to do before we get too terribly started is we are going to mask sections of this cup because I want the cup to look like it is a Christmas cup. And I want the actual, let's start with this guy first. I want the actual stamps to look like they're kind of going around the cup and not just very flat. I want the cup to look three-dimensional. So to do that, washi tape to the rescue. Stuff's awesome. You can, and just tape that you really don't care about. You take your washi tape and you're going to mask the edges. I'm only going to be stamping in these sections because this is like the cover that would go on the cup. It's not really the cup. Now, what if you don't have a candy cane stamp? Oh, so many options. You could totally do, I'm just pulling this off so I can fit this here. You could totally do, oops, that's not very good, a star. You could do a snowflake. You could do an ornament, a Christmas ornament. That is on that stamp set too, the other one from Waffle Flower. But I just love, man, I keep screwing that up. I love the candy cane. It's just, it's cute, it's adorable. It kind of fits with the theme of the card. All right, so I'm going to pull these up real fast because I'm going to tuck them under. The nice thing about the washi tape and why it's great as a resist is because it pulls clean. It's not going to leave a sticky residue. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do one, and then I'll finish the other one on my own because you guys don't need to see me stamp like 8,000 different things. So the first thing you're going to do is kind of pick a section of your candy cane, like a tail, a top, whatever. And because my cane only fits great one direction, I don't even think I'm going to be doing this purely up and down. I'm going to have them kind of going all different little ways. But it's great for these small stamps to give yourself that little bit of an accent that you need on your card. I'm going to drop this down. Oh, let's make sure that fits still. Yes. So I have just a tiny little bit of the stamp right there. Pop. There it is. And again, it's masked. It looks like it's all there, but it's really not. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to change the cane around, diagonal it a different way. There we go. This is what's great about the stamp positioner. I'm going to move this down because you can kind of see where you want to put it and then get a really great imprint from that. And then I'm going to turn it again. Let's have it go this way. There's no wrong way to how to place them. I'm just kind of adding them in and making them kind of fun. Look at that, so adorable. And the last one, I want to have a little bit of the top. Look, it's kind of coming off the top here. And the next time I do the card, I don't have to make it look super identical either, like on the other stamp, the other one that I did. All right, so now I got to move my little pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing. This time I'm going to have the cane part, the top, the crook, come in. So you kind of get the idea, right? You're adding a little bit of interest, blending two stamps together, one that had nothing to do with Christmas, but turning it into a Christmas stamp to make a Christmas card. And as a heads up, I have a Christmas card swap that is going on right now, and it is not too late to get going on it. I do have a deadline of when the cards have to come get into me, but it's not quite here yet. So you're more than welcome to join. I would love to have more people come and join my Christmas card swap. I think that would be fantastic. Look how cute. And the links are going to be down below with the supplies. All right, so just to show you what this looks like, I'm going to rip this off so you guys can get an idea. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the other card, this one over here, so you guys can see what it looks like. So this is a very easy mass-produced production card. Look how cute! And it looks like it's being wrapped around the corner. So we turned a regular old coffee cup stamp or coffee mug or whatever. This could work for so many fun things. And just by adding the candy canes, you've made it super adorable and sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other one. I'm going to mask this guy up and it will be right back and I'll show you what to do next. All right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple of pens. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I am going to color my candy cane stripes. So just coming in and adding a little bit of red. This is my Derwent marker. It's just a simple little marker with a little bit of red on there. And just making all the candy canes red. All right, I will repeat the same with the other one, but I'm not going to do it right this second. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to color this top piece just to add a little more interest of the red to the card. I think it's so much fun. It's so cute. Just come in and color it. There we go. You know what? I went out the line a little bit, but we're going to be die cutting this. I don't think you're going to notice it. I think it's going to get kind of lost with the die, so I'm not too worried. Next thing I'm going to do is this is a silver glitter marker from Nuvo, and I am going to add the silverness. I just love the color of this. I'm a silver girl. And this is that little cardboard piece that you would get on your coffee cup, on your to-go coffee cups. And so I'm making it silver because I can make it whatever the heck I want it to be. Yay! And I'm also going to do the top of the mug as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and color up this other one. And then in the kit, I also was given a die. And so you can lay your die down. And another really quick and easy tip, once you get it on there perfectly, is you can use your washi tape and you can tape it down, therefore it gets masked perfectly and it doesn't wiggle around on you while you are running it through your die cutting machine, and it pulls off clean and doesn't mess off any of your inking and anything. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut those super fast, and I'm also going to die cut a couple of circles that you will see here in a minute. All right, so right here we have an A2 size white card stock. This is from the Nina paper. I love it. I also cut the same thing out of the circle here, and then I did one of them in the rainier foil paper. And for the rainier foil paper, I'm actually going to be using this as the background mats. And instead of wasting all that space in the middle, because I'm going to be putting this sheet on top of it, I thought, well, if I'm going to be using that same circle, because I kind of thought ahead of that, why don't I just die cut out the middle? You'll never know, and it saves me a little bit of my paper. So it's just a little, little tip there for you. I do want to ink everything, so I'm going to ink both circles. I love that pop of the black in there, and if that bothers you, don't ink it. It gives the illusion that there's something happening, another layer happening on your card when there really isn't. Now I'm only going to do one card with you all the way through, so I'm just going to do one inking. I got a little carried away there. I am also going to ink the rainier foil paper to give it that same thing. The Stays On ink goes on the foil. The foil paper is very much like a glossy paper, but it is foil. I mean, it's true foil. But I just love that. This is the Starstruck and this is in jade, and it's so pretty. I love it. And it will stay on here. Give it a second, just like a glossy paper, and it will be wonderful. So it's just giving that extra little bit on there. Look at that, so pretty. Because I cut a circle out of the center of the foil, it's a little bit more flimsy, meaning it's easier for me to tear if I use my tape runner from Xyron. I might tear that. So instead, I'm going to come in, I'm going to add my tape to my card. So I'm just going to run along here, add my adhesive to that, and then layer this on top. Oops, that's not the one that I inked. I need to move the pieces off that I did not ink. Now, somebody was watching one of my cards earlier. They're like, how do you get that on there so it's so perfect? Well, number one, I make sure everything I measure is in line. So the card is folded just right. I also look at the so that it mats perfectly. I also, and I'll do the same thing for this one. So it was a great question. I thought I would answer it on this card. So I also look at the corner. I go, okay, how much space do I have between my green, this paper right here, and the green here? And does that look even? And then I kind of go across the side. Is it even going all the way across? So because I've gone down 1/4 of an inch, so it's 1/4 of an inch of a mat going all the way down, I should be able to see that little bit of a interest happening. It should line up perfectly as long as it to the eye. And I'm not getting out a ruler if you don't notice. To the eye, it looks right. And that's how you know it's right. That's what I go with. All right, I love this paper. Both these background papers that you see here with all these little bubbles and stuff came from Adorn It. They're so super cute. And again, links are going to be all down below for you guys to find all your supplies that I'm using. And I love these little bubble pieces. They look like borders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one coming out of this and one out of that. And I'm just going to cut those strips with my paper trimmer real fast. So I cut a whole bunch of these because unbeknownst to you, I was filming with no sound. Blah. So these little pieces that you see here are not the ones I die cut. I still haven't finished those. So I will end up making 4 cards total when it's all said and done. So some of them I'm going to use the bubble trim, as you can see here. And then some I'm going to be using this lovely kind of like it's small bubble trim, just something different. So for this one, because that's what I had it kind of in my head, I'm going to use the bubble trim. And again, inking it to give it that illusion of black paper. You don't have to do this, but it's me. Next, I'm going to take my 2 circles and I'm just going to layer 1 circle into the other. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in, add my adhesive. So easy so far, right? Smack in the center right there. And then super hard, get your scissors out. And we're going to cut a section off. And just cut a straight line. And as long as I use long enough scissors, and since my circle is not too big, I don't go, I will get a straight cut. And I'm going to ink that straight cut. And then glue this down. It's getting a little hard to run my tape runner, and that's how I know I'm almost out of adhesive. So it's super simple. You pop out the old one, pop in the new one, close it, open that, and look how easy that is. I always get so frustrated at the end of my tape runner. I'm like, why is this such? I'm like, oh, because it's out of tape. Ta-da. All right, so take a look at that. When you add a different of interest, and I love the little circles on here, and that's what inspired me to add this extra circle. I love the double layer of the circle. It creates a focal point to your card. So that becomes the inspiration for where your eye is drawn, is right here. But it was just too big, so that's why I cut it off. I mean, why not? Have some fun with that. All right, next step is we are going to make our own pop dots. So seriously, go grab a piece of cardboard from your box that you just got in the mail. How many of you guys are already getting Christmas card stuff, Christmas boxes in the mail? And I'm going to cut it so that it fits on the back of this. And I'm going to measure it before I actually cut it and run it, make it sticky. And I will be making 4 of these because I have 4 cards to make, which is great because I need to make a lot of cards for my Christmas card swap anyway. And look at that, it fits perfectly on there. I might trim a tiny bit more. So you can cater this to be whatever size you want. It's nice and thick, it's great, and boom, little pop thing. Love it. And the simplest way, my Xyron sticker maker here. This is a 3-inch sticker maker. Pull it through, rip, kind of rub it to get sticky on one side, pull off the backing, trim off little plastic stuff that's right here. I don't want to take it off the back. Now, flip it upside down and run it the other way. Pull that through. Ta-da. Rip it, peel off the top, and then now I'm sticky on both sides. So I'm going to peel off that top piece, it's sticky there. I'm going to peel off this bottom piece, it's sticky there. I'm going to place it onto my little die cut piece right there. So cute. And then that is going to rest firmly in the center, squarely, in the center of my circle. So pretend the circle was full size, goes right there in the middle. Ta-da! All right, the next thing to make this even more Christmassy is I have this cute little stamp, or not stamp, it's a punch. Gotta get the right words, Erin. It's a cute little punch that is a piece of holly. So I'm gonna punch one direction. This is the Renea foil paper again, but this is in the glossy jade. I'm gonna punch it once going that direction, and then I'm gonna punch it once going the other direction. And you're gonna see why. It's pretty smart. Now, the reason why, oh, I think I'm good. The reason why I did that is because the holly, if you notice, the leaves are just a little bit of a different size, so I couldn't flip it, and I want to see that touch of that gold. So if I invert it, I can do this little layering action. Look at that. You'll see this in a minute. I'm going to run both of these through here. This is where the Xyron really is magic, because you can take tiny little pieces like this. I don't have to fiddle with little pieces of glue. It's really easy. And I can turn these into stickers to make my life so simple, it's not even funny. So then I'm going to take the gold one first. Now just be careful because these are so delicate. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. And I just love the shimmeriness of that Renia foil paper. And we're going to add a little bit of holly to my card. So I'm just going to come in here, right there, just like that. But I want to add another layer. That pop of that is so starkly different compared to the rest of the card. But I love that pop of that gold. I'm going to take the green one now, and I'm just going to off-center it just a tiny, tiny bit. Just enough to give you that double layer right there. There it is. Look how pretty. It's like three-dimensional. So cool. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my twine, and I'm going to make a tiniest little bow. Super cute little bow. I do the bunny ear method because it makes the bow, see how the ears automatically go up on the bow? And then I'm just going to trim this down to size, trim off my legs here. For this, I am going to get out a little bit of glue. Last thing we're going to do, actually second to last thing, I'm so sorry, second to last thing, is I'm going to take my little, this is Tulip Matte Dimensional Fabric Paint. It's puffy paints basically, but it works great on cards. This is like the original, this is what I found. I found these at Michael's a long time ago. I'm just going to do a tester on a scratch sheet of paper, make sure I got the right pressure, and I'm going to do circles going all the way around the edge. You don't have to do this step. You could totally skip this part. But I just think it adds to that layer of circles that's happening on the card. It's just that cool little bit of interest right there. All right. Come in, tap the back to make them not so puffy. This is the one downfall to this kind of thing, is that they don't dome as nicely as some of the other brands. But if you do this little trick, they'll dome for you, and you know, it saves you a little bit of money. So I need to let this guy sit and dry. I have another card that's already dried, and I can run my finger, and look how cute. I love it. It's got a little bit of interest. So fun. And I'm going to take the stamp that says Merry Christmas. And instead of being on the front of the card, because there really is no place to put it right now, we're going to do it on the inside. So I'm going to take my cutie patootie little round stamp block, place my stamp on there, open up my card, and I will do the same for all the other cards I'm creating. I just want to make sure that they dry. Pull out my jet black. Now, if I had a color of ink that was a good match to the front, but the green I have doesn't match, the red I have doesn't match, so you go with black. I would stamp the color on the inside in black, but it just doesn't match. And I'm just going to do it very quick. Little Merry Christmas. Boom, right there. I could get out my Misty, but I'm not going to bother for just stamping on the inside of the card. And then there it is. Look how adorable. So this is the one I made before that I colored the top in green. Still works, but I did not add my little candy canes. Here is a candy cane card, but I haven't stamped in the center. It's still not dry. And I did the top in red. Check out my cluttered disc. I got more cards to make. Woohoo! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. Supply links are all down below, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye. Oh, man. Ah. What I forgot to do. I forgot to put my strips on. Maybe you've ever done this where you've, like, made the card and gone, it's not bad, but I like it better with the strip.